Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start today's sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
Kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute Deepajyotir namostute Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's sessions. So today we will look at the other aspects of animal protection laws, and we will also look at various commemorations. So we covered the PCA Act, and now we will look at various awareness, that is basic information that is required for everyone, so that we can make use of the legal framework in protection of animals. So we will look at various provisions provided for animal protection in the Performing Animals Rules 1973 and the Performing Animals Registration Rules 2001. So let's look at each one of them. So performing animals, when we call performing animals, so which all come under performing animals. What are performing animals as such? Under section 2 of B, under section 2B of Performing Animal Rules 1973, performing animals means any animal which is used for the purpose of any entertainment to which the public is admitted through the sale of tickets. So section 2H of the Performing Animals Registration Rules 2001 specifies this includes animals used in films and for equine events. So does that mean that the exhibition and training of performing animals restricted? Let's look into it. Yes, section 22 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 restricts the exhibition and training of performing animals unless the person interested in exhibiting and training the animal is registered in accordance with the provisions of the Act. No animal can be exhibited or trained where the central government, by notification in the official gazette, has restricted the exhibition and training of such animal. So which all animals can't be exhibited or trained? Bears, monkeys, tigers, panthers, lions, these animals cannot be exhibited or trained. So if at all any exhibitions or training for animals has to be conducted and organized. What are various conditions for exhibiting and training of performing animals? Let's look at each of these things. Like the first and foremost condition is the registration of the person seeking permission to train and exhibit. The Section 3 of the Performing Animals Registration Rules 2001 provides for application of registration, stating that any person desirous of training or exhibiting performing animals has to apply for registration to the prescribed authority. Without being registered, such a person is not allowed to exhibit or train any animal as performing animal. Apart from this, Section 8 of the Performing Animals Registration Rules 2001 lays down general conditions for registration, which the prescribed authority, while granting registration, may impose such terms and conditions. So let's look at these general conditions. Every owner who has 10 or more such performing animals shall have a veterinarian as a regular employee for their care, treatment, and transport. The owner shall not transport such animals by road continuously for more than 8 hours. The owner shall ensure proper watering and feeding halts during such transportation. The owner shall ensure that any animal is not inflicted unnecessary pain or suffering before or during or after its training or exhibition. The owner shall not deprive the animal of feed or water in order to compel the said animal to train or perform any trick. The owner shall train an animal as a performing animal to perform an act in accordance with its basic natural instinct. The owner shall not make a performing animal if it is sick or injured or pregnant. The owner shall ensure that no sudden noise is deliberately created within the vicinity of any performing animal or bring an animal close to fire which may frighten the animal. The owner, in case the performing animal is to be exhibited under artificial light, the overall intensity of such light shall not be more than 500 lux. The owner shall not subject the animals to any action which may either kill or injure or use the animals in scenes which may cause injury to the animals. The owner shall not use any tripping device or wires or pitfalls for such animals. The owner shall not expose any animal to either burning fire or to fire accidents. The owner shall not keep any animal, including horses, in close proximity while shooting scenes involve explosives or other loud noises. The owner shall ensure that the props such as spares, nails, splinters, barbed wires, or any such props shall not cause injury to animals during performance. The owner shall ensure that equines are not made to walk on hard surfaces without being shoed and shall further ensure that the animals are not used in downhill slides or rodeo slide stops without proper skid and hog boots. The owner of any equine shall not use any whip. The owner shall ensure that the animal is not used on floors that are very smooth without the use of non-skidding mats. The owner shall ensure that a large gathering of animals is not allowed in such a way that may cause a result in a stampede. The owner shall ensure that the animal is not made or incited to fight against another animal and shall further ensure that sedatives or tranquilizers or steroids or any other artificial enhancers are not administered to or inserted in any animal. The owner shall ensure that the animal shall not be transported or kept or confined in cages and receptacles which do not measure in height, breadth, or length in accordance with the comfort of animal. The owner shall ensure that the animal is not continuously used for excessive number of takes in shooting a film without providing adequate rest to the animal. And in the event of snake being used, it shall not be made to ingest any substances or made to crawl across tarred or any other heated surface and shall not be contorted to wrestle. The owner shall ensure that while an animal is in shooting a film, the fight sequence shall not be shot in any livestock holding area, including poultry area, and shall further ensure that no birds are shown in cages. The owner shall inform the prescribed authority at least 4 weeks in advance, informing the place, date, time of actual making of the film wherein the animal is to be used. Persons desirous of transporting horses from one place to another shall adhere to the minimum norms to enhance conditions of travel safety of the horses, namely, no horse shall be tied in such a way that his head and neck movements are unnaturally restricted while travel. All horses must be watered at least every 4 hours and provided adequate ration of hay during the journey lasting more than 8 hours. Adequate ventilation and free flow of fresh air in the vehicle shall be ensured during the transport. Rubber mat shall be preferably used for flooring instead of straw bedding. Horses shall not be transported within 24 hours of having raced. No horse shall be raced where the period of journey exceeds 6 hours unless 24 hours have lapsed since the completion of travel. So we see a lot of animal fairs are traded. Are they legal? When the sale takes place, this fair is normally meant for farmers. However, in recent years, they have become exclusively devoted for providing animals to butchers. So this is illegal. In order to prevent this from happening, local administration should make sure that no trucks are allowed near the fair and no cattle is put inside trucks and no buyer can buy more than 2 animals. The municipality has a special role to play in animal protection. The local authority of the place where the hart or fair is held should check that there is proper maintenance of animals by their owners. The municipality must allot sufficient funds for proper cleaning, feeding, housing, and treatment of those animals. The money earned from their auction and release must be spent on the care of these animals. Wherever possible, it should involve local NGOs, animal welfare organizations in the running of these ponds. When cattle are auctioned, the buyer must specify for what purpose he is buying the animal and should be verified to avoid cow slaughter, which is a criminal offense. And the municipality can also designate local shelters as infirmaries for the care and treatment of impounded animals. But no wild animals or birds and other wild species may be endangered, or any endangered species could be sold or bought in the fairs. So, the PCA Act 1960 provides procedure for registration with regard to exhibition and training of performing animals. Section 23 of the above-mentioned Act provides procedure for registration. There are 5 conditions that need to be fulfilled with regard to the registration of performing animals. So every person desirous of exhibiting or training any performing animal has to make an application in the prescribed form. to the prescribed authority and on payment of the prescribed fee. Any application for registration contains such particulars as to the animals and as to the general nature of the performances in which animals are to be exhibited or for which they are to be trained, and the particulars so given shall be entertained in the register maintained by the prescribed authority. The prescribed authority shall give to every person whose name appears on the register kept by them a certificate of registration in the prescribed form containing the particulars entered in the register. Every register is an open for inspection by any person on payment of the prescribed fee, and the person whose name is entered in the register is entitled on making an application for the purpose to have particulars entered in the register with respect to him or her varied, and where any such particulars are so varied, the existing shall be cancelled and a new certificate will be issued. So we have seen prescribed authority, prescribed payment of fee for registration. So what does it mean and who are these prescribed authority? And what is the prescribed payment of fee for inspection of the register by any person? So under section 2B of the Performing Animal Rules 1973, performing animal means any animal which is used for the purpose of any entertainment to which the public are admitted through the sale of tickets. So the prescribed authority is the Animal Welfare Board of India, which is established by the central government. This board has been established for promotion of animal welfare and for protecting them from being subjected to unnecessary pain or suffering. So section 4 of the Performing Animal Rules 1973 prescribes about fee and registration, which says that every application for registration shall be accompanied by a fee of rupees 25, which can be either paid in cash or in such any other manner as may be specified by the prescribed authority. Section 7 of the Performing Animal Rules 1973 states that anyone who is interested in inspecting the register can do so during office hours on any working day upon payment of a fee of 2 rupees. So let's look at the various rules of the central government with regard to the performing animals registration. The central government has prescribed rules with regard to the registration of performing animals, which are provided in the Performing Animals Registration Rules 2001. Section 2G states that prescribed authority means the central government or such other authority, including Animal Welfare Board of India or the state government, or as may be authorized by the central government. Section 2H says that the performing animal means an animal which is used or or for the purpose of any entertainment, including a film or an equine event to which the public are admitted. This includes horse races, polo matches, and any other public event involving horses. Section 4 talks about the fee and registration, where a fee of rupees 500 shall accompany every application for registration. And as we have seen, there are various acts that amount to offenses with regard to performing animals. Section 26 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 lists the acts that amounts offenses with regard to performing animals. Section 26 says that if any person not being registered exhibits or trains any performing animal, or being registered under this act exhibits or train any performing animal with respect to which or in a manner with respect to which he is not registered, exhibits or trains as a performing animal any animal which is not to be used for the purpose of exhibition, obstructs or willfully delays any person or police officer from entry and inspecting the premises where the performing animals are kept, conceals any animals with a view to avoiding such inspection. Any person found guilty of such offences will be punishable on conviction with fine which may extend up to 500 rupees or with imprisonment which may extend to 3 months or with both. The animal will be confiscated and the person will not be allowed to keep an animal again. Is it an offense to train or exhibit an animal for police purpose? No. Section 27 of the Prevention to Cruelty to Animal Acts, 1960 Acts, as a exemption clause, it permits the training of animals for bona fide military or police purposes. However, Section 11 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Acts, 1960, applies to those animals too. It has to be kept in mind that no animals can be treated cruelly or in any other way that harms or injures them. So, does police have the power to inspect the premises in which any performing animals are being trained or exhibited? Yes. If it comes to the knowledge of the police officer that the training or exhibition of any performing animal has been accompanied by unnecessary pain or suffering, Section 25 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, 1960, provides that any police officer not below the rank of sub-inspector may enter at all reasonable times and inspect any premises in which any performing animals are being trained or exhibited or kept training for exhibitions and ask for the certificate of registration from the trainer or exhibitor. Section 26 states that anyone who obstructs or willfully delays any person or police officer from entry and inspecting the premises where performing animals are kept, conceals any animals with a view to avoiding such inspection, will be punishable on conviction with a fine which may extend up to 500 rupees or with imprisonment which may extend up to 3 months or with both. So does the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 provides the powers of search and seizure to the police? Yes. Section 32 of the Act states that if a police officer not below the rank of sub-inspector has reason to believe that an offense of cruelty has been committed or that any person has in possession the skin of any such animal with any part of the head attached thereto, he may enter and such place or any place in which he has reason to believe any such skin to be and may seize such skin or any article thing used to be. Also, if a police officer not below the rank of sub-inspector has reason to believe that FUCA or any other operation of the nature referred to in section 12 has been performed or will be performed on any animal within the limits of the jurisdiction, he may enter any place in which he has reason So let's look at the provisions of another rule, the Prevention of Cruelty to Draught and Pack Animals Rules, 1965. So you may be wondering, draught animals, if at all they are used for various work, then what is the maximum weight or load that is allowed for draught animals? Small bullock or small buffalo, 1,000 kilograms. If fitted with ball bearings, if fitted with pneumatic tires, 750 kilograms. If not fitted with. So medium bullock or medium buffalo, two-wheeled vehicle if fitted with ball bearings, 1,400 kilograms. If fitted with pneumatic tires, 1,050 kilograms. If not fitted with pneumatic drives, 700 kilograms. So what is the maximum load permitted on pack animals? Small bullock or buffalo, 100 kilograms. Medium bullock or buffalo, 150 kilograms. Large bullock or buffalo, 175 kilograms. And pony, 70 kilograms. Mule, 200 kilograms. Donkey, 50 kilograms. Camel, 250 kilograms. Is the maximum weight. Let's look at the various powers provided to the police officers under the Prevention of Cruelty to Draught and Pack Animal Rules, 1965. Section 11 of the Act provides that if a police officer above the rank of a constable feels that the animal is overloading, he may ask the owner or any other person in charge of such animal to take the animal or the vehicle or both to the weighbridge for the purpose of determining the weight of the load which animal has been or is drawing. Everything. And if the owner in charge of the aforesaid animal refuses to comply with demand of the police officer, the policeman has every right to take the animal or the vehicle or both of to the weighbridge and get it weighed. And as soon as the weight is determined under this rule, the owner or another person in charge of the said animal shall be given a statement in writing signed by the police officer as to weight so determined to avoid any other information relevant for the purpose. So let's see the general conditions for use of draught and pack animals. Section 6 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Draught and Pack Animal Rules, 1965, lays down the general conditions for the use of draught and pack animals. So no person is allowed to use any animal for drawing any vehicle or carrying any load for an average of more than 9 hours in a day, for more than 5 hours continuously without a break or rest for the animal, in any area where the temperature exceeds 37 degrees Celsius, So let's look at various other relevant provisions with regard to the prevention of cruelty to draught and pack animal rules 1965. Section 7, animals to be disengaged after work. No person shall continue to keep harness any animal used for the purpose of drawing vehicles after it is no longer needed for any such purpose. Section 8, use of spiked bits prohibited. No person shall, for the purpose of driving or riding an animal or causing it to So we will see the rest of the rules tomorrow, and we shall move on with the commemorations of the day due to time constraints. Today is National CRNA Week, that is Certified Registered Nurses Anesthesists Week in US. Every year from January 23rd to 29th, in appreciation of members of National CRNA, a certified registered nurse anesthetist. CRNA is an advanced practice nurse who is certified to administer anesthesia in the US. The nurse anesthetists account for approximately half of the anesthesia providers in the US, and they are main providers of anesthesia in rural US. Historically, they have been providing anesthesia care to the parents since the American Civil War, and the CRNA credential came into the existence in 1950s. One of the American nurses to provide anesthetics was Catherine S. Lawrence, who served during the American Civil War. She administered chloroform to wounded soldiers during the Second Battle of Bull Run in 1863, who needed emergency operations on the battlefield. Despite this, it would be many years before nurses stepped up to the formal calling of providing anesthesia. Factors such as lack of training, the non-emergency nature of civilian surgical practice post-Civil War, and the insufficiency of role models and sponsors contributed to the delay in the flux of nurse anesthetists. However, surgeons began to train and encourage nurses to take on this important role. This week is also Cancer Talk Week. Which is commemorated in UK. About 1 in 3 people in UK are affected by cancer. This is why Macmillan Cancer Support, a national charity, offers help and useful resources to people affected by cancer through the annual Cancer Talk Week. Cancer Talk Week is a week-long series of events and activities organized by Macmillan Cancer Support to raise awareness about cancer and offer helpful support to those battling the disease. During this week, the organization uses different programs to educate the public, especially schools and students, on how to get involved in raising awareness, talking to others, and offering support to those dealing with the illness. And this week is also commemorated as Courtesy Week in Philippines. An annual occasion, Courtesy Week emphasizes the importance of courtesy and respect in interaction between government employees and general public. The term courtesy originated in the 12th century from the word courteous, meaning gentle, politeness, and courtly manners. In Europe during the Middle Ages, good manners and amiability, usually in the form of ethical social behavior, were expected. In 1965, a proclamation by the President of the Philippines, Diosdado Macapagal, on September 6th, changed the date for the observance of Courtesy Week from second week of October to fourth week of January. According to the President, since Courtesy Week encourages more courteous and dedicated service among government employees, it is more appropriate to celebrate this occasion early in the year to emphasize the need for government employees to exercise courtesy in their dealings with the general public. Today is also Farmhouse Breakfast Week in UK. This is an initiative promotes the importance of eating breakfast like a champion and reintroducing breakfast into our current hectic lifestyles. And do you know that an alarming 47% of the people skip eating breakfast regularly due to their demanding routines? Cultivating this habit of consuming breakfast regularly improves our diet and boosts us for the day and is essential for overall well-being. This Farmhouse Breakfast Week has two aims. Importantly, the first is to represent arable farmers who cultivate and grow crops such as oats, wheat, barley, and more. Not only does this campaign bring these farmers into the spotlight, but the variety of breakfast produce grown around the country is also displayed. Following that, the week-long program promotes the pleasures and advantages of having a proper breakfast. Farmers Breakfast Week bridges the gap between the two, resulting in a win-win situation. All individuals, producers, manufacturers, and retailers are encouraged to participate and get involved. Events are hosted in schools, stores, restaurants, diners, and hotels to promote breakfast and better breakfast eating habits. Activities include cooking competitions, breakfast sessions, and tasting special breakfast menus. The whole country will kickstart the week with delicious breakfast meals cooked using local produce and experience for themselves the joy and benefits of a real breakfast. And today is also Community Manager Appreciation Day in US to recognize the efforts of community managers globally. The life of a community manager is a hectic one. Endless monitoring, conversation after conversation, and the non-stop content creation. There's a saying, social media never sleeps, and neither do community managers. That's why this day we celebrate community managers and vendors in social media marketplace, post blogs in appreciation of their hard work and dedication. So you might be wondering what exactly is community manager. It is actually a relatively new term. The earliest recognition origin of the role itself only dates back to 1990s. Originally referred as PSYOPs or SysOps. This role began as online systems first offered features and functions that allowed for community creation. So SysOps were responsible for operating the bulletin board in software systems and effectively the growth of mainstream online computer science services like Prodigy and America Online. These communities took on many names but largely were identified as special interest groups. Their leaders were often referred to as community leaders. Each network has a purpose and it is the community manager's job to maintain focus. As online communities have developed, so has the responsibilities of the community manager. They are responsible for the branded online communities, online search communities, corporate blogs, social media marketing, and research activities. Today, the demand has expanded to even wider variety of possibilities and skill sets, including product support and development, PR, customer support, and all maintaining open communications between the developer and the community. Community managers aren't just about their business, they are about developing a community around a shared appreciation for a product. They are also dedicated to assisting in improving their product. There, the guy or gal that listens to the fan base reports back to the higher ups and gets them to listen. Their entire goal is to connect people and build them something they all want. Community managers allow for personalization. They build relationships and empower consumers, which is a pretty novel. Today is also National Handwriting Day. So if you keep a journal or a handwritten to-do list, you probably appreciate the tactile pleasures and slower pace of writing by hand. Although it may seem quaint in the world full of digital devices and voice-to-text apps, handwriting is an important skill that can help sharpen your brain, slow the frenetic pace of your thoughts, and improve your memory. So today, January 23rd, the birthday of John Hancock, the first man to sign the Declaration of Independence. His autograph became so famous that we know now commonly use Hancock as another term for signature. So writing, the element that separates prehistory from history, is a key skill that elevates human civilization and allows us to communicate and trace on a large scale. Writing not only lets us record our thoughts and feelings, but more crucially, for the development of the early societies, it gives us a way to record transactions, count times, and pass on information to future users. So the true origins of writing are murky, but we know it arose independently in several regions of the ancient world, from Mesoamerica to China, India, and Mesopotamia. starting around 3400 BC. The earliest known writings came from the present day Iraq pictorial signs that were later replaced with a complex system of character based on the sounds of Sumerian language known as the cuneiform in the West. Writing systems differ in their construction. Some rely on pictorial symbolism, others combine characters to form a new meanings, and some use grammatical structures to create full sentences and depth of a meaning. Alphabet based writing systems use symbols to represent consonants, vowels, or syllable sounds, with semantophonetic writing systems have symbols that represent both sounds and meanings. So handwriting has many purposes in utility and record keeping, correspondence, literature, and art. Calligraphy, the art of decorative lettering, elevates writing to an equestrian art form. Today is also National Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day in US. As you know, 10% of all Medicare funds are lost due to fraud, reportedly one of the largest culprits of medical care. Fraud allegations has been pharmaceutical companies. The day is observed to spread the word that whistleblowers will get large rewards for reporting pharmaceutical fraud. Also, it gives information to the public on how to report one properly. Hopefully, through this initiative, pharmaceutical frauds will cease to exist with the help of public awareness. So, National Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day was established in 2017 by Joel D. Hess, an attorney representing whistleblowers and helping them get rewards for reporting fraud. He worked in the Department of Justice Whistleblower Reward Office in Washington, D.C. for more than 15 years and worked on cases recovering $1.5 billion. He wrote a free ebook explaining the whole process of detecting and reporting pharmaceutical fraud. He believes that he believes that the more whistleblowers step forward, the less likely companies will try to cheat Medicare. Reportedly, 10% of all Medicare funds are lost due to fraud, and one of the largest culprits of Medicare fraud allegations have been pharmaceutical companies. The government is spending $650 billion on a year on the Medicare program. So it means that 1 year, $65 billion is lost to Medicare fraud. So this is a lot of money and makes this fraud a national healthcare crisis. Every dollar or rupee in the Medicare program creates a difference for elderly and disadvantaged citizens that need healthcare. So this is the main reason why pharmaceutical fraud must cease to exist. So there are two different ways to report pharmaceutical medical fraud in US, as this is commemorated in US. The first way is to report it under US Department of Justice Whistleblower Reward Program. The second is to report directly to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, which is in charge of the Medicare program. If you report it to the DOJ for a reward, one of the pros is that government will most likely open an investigation. One of the cons is that your name will be eventually made known. If you report it directly to the CMS without DOJ award, the advantage it is will be quick and easy. The disadvantage is you will not know whether the government will open an investigation or not. Today is also Best Business Communication Day. To acknowledge the efforts of those people who communicate effectively with their concise, clear, to the point communication accomplished in their intended purpose. So this day serves as a greater purpose, which is to make communication effective so that losses that incur can be minimized. The general aim of celebrating this day is to focus on improving communication at a personal and business level so that one can exercise their better decision making. Today is also Parakram Divas, celebrated on January 23rd every year, marking the birthday of Sri Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, popularly known as Netaji, a prominent nationalist, politician, and freedom fighter. And his birthday inspires Indians, especially the youth, to emulate his courage, doggedness, selfless service, and patriotic fervor, even in the face of oppression. On January 19, 2021, the Government of India, through the Ministry of Culture, issued a release that the nation would celebrate the posthumous 125th birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, starting on January 23rd, 2021. The holiday was called Parakram Divas or Parakram Divas, meaning Day of Courage or Day of Valor, to acknowledge Netaji's sacrifice and immense contribution to the Indian independence movement. So Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was born on January 23rd, 1897 in Cuttack, Odisha. His parents were Janaki Nath Bose and Prabhavati Dutt. A brilliant scholar and true Indian patriot, Netaji Bose obtained a BA in philosophy at the Scottish Church College under the University of Calcutta. He subsequently went to complete the he subsequently went to complete Indian civil service in England in 1919 and was the fourth in his class with the highest mark in English. However, he resigned from his position in 1921 and returned to India because he didn't want to serve the British government. Back in India, Netaji joined the Indian National Congress under the tutelage of Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, who became his political mentor. He was also highly influenced by Swami Vivekananda's ideologies and considered him his spiritual guru. In 1923, Bose became the president of All India Youth Congress and later became the Congress president in 1938 and 1930. In 1942, during World War II, Netaji formed and led a 5,000-man force known as Azad Hind Force, Indian National Army, in Southeast Asia, and the slogan of the Delhi Chalo. So he also founded a new party, the Forward Bloc, to garner popular support in the home state, Bengal. Netaji reportedly died from third-degree burns sustained in a plane crash in Turku, Japanese Taiwan on 18th August 1945. Although his demise was confirmed by the government in 2017, several conspiracy theories still exist about his disappearance. Today is also Snowplow Mailbox Hockey Day, celebrated by a token of appreciation by the local community towards the hard-working snowplowers who clear the streets, roads, and sidewalks every year in a winter. So the greater number of mailboxes taken down, the more pointed they score. 5 points are awarded for every mailbox, and an extra 20 are given if the mailbox is thrown across the street. The one with maximum points win and is given a reasonable reward. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations. So we request you to quickly fill up the feedback form before you leave the platform. We thank you everyone for joining us for these wonderful sessions. Hope you all have gained insights into various topics. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same link. We'll have tomorrow's commemorations along with the animal welfare, rest of the rules. We'll look into it, that. Dear friends, quickly attend to the polls. So we thank you, everyone, for joining us. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.